Earlier this week, Violent J and his girlfriend Sarah Rissi were on the SDR podcast, the Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll podcast. During the episode, Violent J was promoting the Three-Headed Monster Tour, and in the process kind of touched on Twisted and Magic Ninja Entertainment without saying their names. Once again, kind of like the Jim and Sam show. We did a video about that. Go check that out. We're going to be referencing that here a little bit because I think this episode was actually taped the day before the Jim and Sam show appearance. Stay tuned till the end because we're going to tie it back to that. First, we're going to start with this clip where he talks about his relationship with Isham a bit, how they have had their ups and downs.
Man, me and Isham go back. Isham was my influence in Detroit.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? He's same age, but he was my influence, you know what I mean? And we looked at what he was doing and blueprinted our shit, you know? So we've always had a great relationship of ups and downs. We've been at war with each other. We love each other, man. Now it's like, now that we're getting older, everybody's wiser, you know? So nothing like that happens no more. But man, we love each other. And working with him is always fun.
But as you can see, Jay has forgiven Isham. Says that he loves him several times there. Now here's the part I want to talk about a little bit where he brings up Ouija and how Ouija signs artists these days instead of Psychopathic.
And Ouija is an artist that we put on, right? And put out on our label, but now he runs his own label and he's signing artists, you know?
Because that was the thing for you always, is to find new talent. You were a big embracer of finding new talent.
Oh yeah, all kind of people, yo.
Are there people that you think we should have an eye on right now that you think is coming up?
No, because we don't care no more. We're not, honestly, we're not into doing that no more. Okay, that's why Ouija does it now, I think, you know, because we're not into signing acts no more. We're like, fuck that. First of all, most of them betrayed us, you know what I mean?
Most of them betrayed us.
True to life, you know, life is a long motherfucker, you know? 1 minute you're best friends with somebody, you know, but anyway.
And you can see at the end there that he kind of wants to talk more when he says 1 minute you're best friends with somebody but he stops himself. Violent J feels betrayed. I think that's what this comes down to. Once again, without naming the artist, but it's pretty clear who we're talking about here. Like in the Jim and Sam clip, he continues and touches on all the stuff he's done to put these artists over, and says that's why they're done doing that now. And I think that's really important to highlight here. All Violent J ever did, all Insane Clown Posse ever did, was put these artists over.
The thing is, we're done doing that phase, you know? We did so many artists and put so much energy in other people's music and other people's creations, you know? And it's like, fuck, man, we just want to focus on us,
right?
On our legacy.
That's fucked up.
Jay used this metaphor for it.
It's the monster factory. It's a monster factory. When you do somebody a favor, I call it the $5 rule. If you just gave some guy walking down the street $5 one day, you come out of your house, you gave him $5, he's gonna be like, oh man, Ralph, what the fuck? Really? Thank you, bro. Do that shit for 3 years, right? And then one day stop. And he's gonna be like, where's my 5? You know, you're gonna be like, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna do that no more, man. You know, 90% chance that motherfucker's gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. But then when he gets to where he's going, that motherfucker's hoeing me, man. This is some bullshit. Forgetting it was all love to begin with. It was all a favor to begin with. But once you stop that favor, suddenly you're a hoe. You know, it's crazy, you know?
It was all love to begin with. It was all a favor. But when that favor stops, I think it's really important once again to remember that Violent J gave a lot of these artists their entire gimmicks, their names, their personas, everything. Gave them a platform, gave them a fan base. All he ever did was put them over. And what did Violent J get? Betrayed. Which is not an easy thing to forgive. But Jay forgave Isham, I know a lot of people in the comments will be saying. That's why I included that clip in the beginning. Once again, this interview was shot, I believe, the day before the Jim and Sam show. And on that show, he had this to say about reuniting. Reuniting with certain artists that he may feel betrayed by. And we're going to close with that clip. Make sure you hit the like gimmick. Make sure you hit the subscribe gimmick. Humble Among Broadcast System number 107 coming soon. Whoop whoop, have a good night.
Get it together and do it for the people, right? It ain't that easy. And me and Joey love each other, but we've had partners that we ran with for 15, 20 years and then fell out with them as artists, and nothing will bring that back.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
100%.
Nothing.